Buckle up, patriots, because we've got a bombshell that's rocking the political world. A leaked Zoom call has just exposed the Democrats' worst nightmare. Senate candidate Elisa Slotkin drops a truth bomb. Kamala Harris is underwater in Michigan, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. Trump is not just leading, he's dominating the latest polls. So now we're going to dive deep into this explosive leak and the numbers that have Democrats in full-on panic mode, the political earthquake you've been waiting for. Well, it's happening right now. And folks, while we're talking about strength in the polls, let me tell you about strength in life. Have you seen Chuck Norris lately? At 84, he's still kicking butt and taking names. How? He discovered a simple change. It's got him feeling decades younger. And it's not just him. His wife is in on it too, looking leaner and more energetic than ever. And Chuck has made a video explaining it all. And trust me, you need to see this. Head to chuckdefense.com/next or click the link in the description. It's so simple, you won't believe it. Don't miss out on this game-changing health secret. Okay, so now let's get into this. A leaked Zoom call, Democrat Senate candidate Elisa Slotkin dropping a bombshell on the donors. 9 seconds is all it took.
Right now, we have I'm not feeling my best right now about where we are on Kamala Harris in a place like Michigan right now. We have her underwater in our polling.
Underwater in the polling in Michigan, and she needs to have Michigan. She needs to win it. Look at this. This is a Nevada Democrats. They hung a 43-foot tall, 6,000-pound naked President Trump in effigy near Las Vegas on Interstate 15. The display you see right here cost $550,000. Clearly, it is designed to incite violence against President Trump. Yeah. Look at this thing. A naked President Trump hanging. How disgusting is that? John Kerry recently has come out and clearly declaring he wants to violate the Constitution.
Around any, and I think the dislike of and anguish over social media is just growing and growing and growing. And it's part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus around any issue.
That's a problem, right? Free speech is a problem in our democracy.
Really hard to govern today. You can't, there's no, the referees we used to have to determine what's a fact and what isn't a fact, the kind of.
He says the referees. Oh, I mean, he's admitting that he's lost the information more, and the referees he's talking about are the gatekeepers in the media. Remember when there was only just a couple networks? You only had a couple channels to watch, right? A couple trusted anchors. Those are the referees. Those are the arbiters of truth. But now you get the truth from shows like this. And that's why they want to try to silence us, my friends.
Been eviscerated to a certain degree. And people go, and that people self-select where they go for their news or for their information. And then you just get into a vicious cycle. So it's really, really hard, much harder to build consensus today than at any time in the 45, 50 years I've been involved in this. And there's a lot of discussion now about how you curb those entities in order to guarantee that you're going to have, some accountability on facts.
Curb the entities. He's talking about silencing free speech and silencing the press.
But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation.
Like CNN, perhaps? Or MSNBC? How much disinformation and misinformation have they put out to the American people? Yet platforms like YouTube hail them as authoritative news and lift them up, lifting up the authoritative voices. Yeah, back in the day, you could just search up a topic and you get organic search results. Not anymore. You get official misinformation from CNN and MSNBC.
Our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So What
Wait, what?
Has an agenda, and they're putting out disinformation. Our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So
our First Amendment stands as a major block to hammer misinformation out of existence. Well, you know how you counter misinformation? With truth, with more information. That's why the beauty of the First Amendment exists.
What we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hope.
Okay, I've had enough of Kerry. Yes, who's pushing this madness? Well, the New Yorker asks the question, is it time to torch the Constitution? Current RealClearPolitics has Trump Vance at 281 electoral votes to Harris-Walz 257. So this is a very good sign moving closer to the election. Hillary Clinton says something will happen in October and compares herself to the Greek mythological figure Cassandra, and then launches into another conspiracy theory, speaking at the Clinton Global Initiative.
Brief final question. You liken yourself to Cassandra, the Greek mythological figure who could see the future and the prophecies, but was never believed. Putting that Cassandra hat on for the moment, but we're listening. What is something you see happening in the near future that we should be taking more seriously?
Well, I do think that the press needs a consistent the press that's not supporting Trump blatantly, very persistently, the press that's trying to be the press, be objective, be, reporting the facts, the press needs a consistent narrative about the danger that Trump poses.
Wait a minute, Hillary. That's all we hear from the media is the rhetoric that Donald Trump is a threat. And then you have these effigies hanging in Nevada. How many assassination attempts? Threats of missile attacks on Trump Force One? Hillary Clinton's part of the problem with this rhetoric, and she's asking for more of it.
Because, people may still look at the danger and say, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I'm going to vote for X, Y, or Z. But okay. But at least people need to be woken up and given the facts about.
And that's what we're doing here, Hillary.
What he has done, is saying, and would do. And I anticipate that, something will happen in October, as it always does. The Russians, as I said earlier, are very active in this election. We know the Iranians are active as well. Chinese uses TikTok, or they certainly did against Biden and for Trump. I think they're a little less pro-Trump right now. So you look at where people get their information, and they get their information largely from social media. And so the campaign is doing the best job it can to combat both domestic and foreign false disinformation. Oh. But I anticipate there will be a full court press in October. The digital airwaves will be filled. And why does that matter? Because the press that is pro-Trump anyway, oftentimes
Hang on, she said the digital airwaves. I'm just going to throw something back at you guys. Back in 2016, when the YouTube algorithm was wide open, this very channel dominated the digital airwaves and was one of the very reasons that Donald Trump got elected, and was one of the reasons we were attacked viciously by the authoritative news immediately after the election. This channel, the one you're watching right now, me. Okay? So she's talking about the digital airwaves because she knows how effective that we have been. But the algorithm's been flipped, and now the authoritative news is going to the top. Senator Kerry, he's freaking out. First Amendment's a block, he says. Let's continue. She's got about 90 seconds left here. I don't know. Let's see what she says.
They're put on digitally that then are picked up by, let's say, at Fox and others. And then those stories our stories, so the mainstream press reports on them, and so that story then takes on a life of its own. There will be concerted efforts to distort and pervert Kamala Harris, who she is, what she stands for, what she's done. I mean, look, the crazy...
Well, how about this? We don't have to pervert anything. We don't have to distort anything. We can just play her own quotes, okay? And you got people in Michigan freaking out. Her own polling shows that she's failing. A leaked Zoom call shows it all. We don't need to distort anything. We just need to show it. And then you guys make up your own mind because we're providing the context here. Right? Isn't that what it's all about? YouTube? Providing context? That's what we're doing. Okay, the crazy story about me running. Okay, what is she going to talk about here? I remember when she went out after she lost, and Brian called me up and said that Hillary's out on this campaign tour. She's freaking out. And then she brought up all the stories we were bringing, that we were promoting. It was such a great moment. I'll never forget that. So maybe she's going to have a little throwback. Brian, what do you think? You think this is it? Let's see.
The crazy story about me running a child trafficking operation out of a basement of a pizzeria. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It was a huge story. And it got one young man in North Carolina to get in his car with his...
Okay, we didn't actually cover that story. But you guys know what she's talking about it. And then she goes into the dark web. Listen, I'll retweet this. You can see the whole thing on our X platform. I don't know how dark she's going to get, right? Continuing on. Take a look at this. This is Donald Trump. See, we don't have to distort anything. We could just present to you the video and the evidence, and you determine for yourself. This is who Donald Trump is. He is one who cares. Look at him on that screen right there. A woman at a rally fainting. And despite all of the threats, he goes out to help this woman, to check on her. Can you imagine being that woman in that rally? Trump going out of his way, despite the constant threats on his life. But yet, you have groups like this restaurant here. You guys heard about this? Permanente Brothers in Pittsburgh wouldn't let J.D. Vance in to greet his supporters. They threatened to call the police on him. The supporters paid for the drinks, canceled their orders, and left. This has this specific video, this specific post, 6.4 million views on X. And we've got the reaction too. Let's listen.
It's a riot. The manager went outside, told them they need to leave. They will call the police if he comes out. Unfortunately, he cannot come in. So what's going to happen is that they're going to take down our name, all our information, so the next time the kitchen crew's running out because everyone's canceling their orders.
So it's the rhetoric from the left that triggers these lunatics to go and act out against Trump supporters, against Trump himself. It's that same rhetoric from these authoritative news sources that cause managers like this to completely disrespect their own patrons who are there to see a vice presidential candidate. But it is having a major, major backlash. There's now, let's see, J.D. Vance denied service, threatened with arrest at Permanente Brothers, owned by Garnett Station Partners, a New York-based private equity firm handling over $2.3 billion under partner Jordan Gary's leadership. Permanente Brothers operates 44 locations. Here he is. Here's J.D. Vance outside of the restaurant.
This is on tip. We paid for everybody's food. We gave him a nice tip. And of course, when I gave him a nice tip, I said, no taxes on tip. So, it's all right. Don't hold it against her. She just got a little nervous, but it's a great local business. Let's keep on.
I don't know. He's being too kind. He's being too diplomatic here. Primanti Brothers issues a statement. Prides itself on being a staple of the Pittsburgh community and proud American business. Hosts of sitting presidents, politicians, political candidates from across the spectrum for over 90 years. Without any advance notice, today's campaign stop caused some momentary confusion for our staff. However, Senator Vance and his team were welcomed into our restaurant shortly after and engaged with our guests inside and on property. No. As you can see, Cat Turd blows it out of the water. People were inside actually filming what happened. Nice try with the backtracking after the backlash. And was it Roger Stone? Do I have the Roger Stone tweet here? Roger Stone says, yeah, it's about to happen. There's going to be a big boycott of all of those restaurants. Oh, yeah. There's so much happening, friends. So much happening. You got that. Did you see what happened with the President Trump and Tim Walz both showed up to college football games? One got booed, the other received cheers that could break your eardrums. Watch this. Look at that. Donald Trump, a man of the people, getting a hero's welcome. Getting a hero's welcome right there. Wait for it. Yeah. Nobody wants Tim Walz around at all. The Italian-American civil rights. Primanti Brothers has given Italian Americans across this nation a bad name. Their refusal to serve J.D. Vance this weekend is reminiscent of Jim Crow. They're calling for a Primanti boycott, and we would like to welcome Senator Vance to a true Italian Sunday dinner. Let's go. Polling in Pennsylvania via the Trafalgar Group, Trump is up 47.5 to Harris at 45. He's got a 2-point lead on Harris in Pennsylvania. We need to secure Pennsylvania, friends. Okay, you want to see that new ad? First, listen to this.
Who's the next president?
He's a Muslim and he's for Trump, you see?
I'm a Muslim for him.
He's a Muslim.
All the way. All the way. I'm a Muslim. I support this man to the death with my life.
Oh, wow. A Muslim man saying he will support Trump with his life. Here's a new ad.
Doesn't see where you. Greatness doesn't discriminate. It doesn't see where you're from, what you look like, or who you know. Greatness is for those who work for it, for those who keep moving forward. Greatness is for anyone willing to fight for it.
Beautiful. Juanita Broderick posting that. Here we have a bunch of Kamala Harris supporters. They got nothing to say. I mean, these are the people that believe the rhetoric that comes out of the mouths of those people on CNN and ABC and MSNBC. It's really sad that these people are so easily controlled by lies and deception. And that's why all you can do is pray for them. Just pray for them. Pray for them to have the scales drop from their eyes and they can see the truth and humble themselves before the truth so we can get this country back on track. Take it from those people who are destroying it.
Policy, sir. What's your favorite Kamala policy, sir?
Anything but that other guy.
Anything she's done? The open borders?
In jail.
Kamala weaponized the government, and you're proud of that.
Trump Criminals like the lyingest son of a bitch I've ever
What'd he
seen.
lie about?
He lies about everything.
Name one thing he lied about.
Proved a million times.
Name one thing he lied.
The guy in the back. Oh, he's got 34 felonies, right? Like, you see what he's just parroting the attacks. That's what all those attacks are designed to do, to create headlines so people like that go stand on a street corner and support Kamala Harris. Because that's all he got 34 felonies. Just spewing garbage from their mouths because of the strategic attack on Donald Trump. I'm sure you guys probably know some of these people. You know someone just like this in your social circle who is so close-minded, all they do is watch CNN all day long and poison their brain with deception and lies.
One.
Yeah.
One. Just
Okay.
one. I only need one.
You got me on the spot, but
I got you on the spot. I can't name one. He lied about everything, but I can't name one fucking thing he lied about.
Oh, typical Trump person.
What'd he lie about, dude? Do you think maybe that it's possible that
What's
you are stupid?
Is it possible? You got me on the spot, dude. I can't think of anything, dude. Oh, here's Liz Cheney opening her pie hole.
I think it's important for us to realize that former President Trump will do whatever he thinks he can do he'll try to steal the election. I think that he's been very clear about that. He's been very clear about, the election is only going to be legitimate in his mind if he wins.
So she says Donald Trump's going to steal the election. She actually said that. Sarah Rose captioned this video. Lost by 40 points, Miss Piggy Cheney is saying Trump is going to steal the election. You heard that? Did you hear that? I thought I heard it.
I think it's important for us to realize that former President Trump will do whatever he thinks he can do he'll try to steal the election. I think that.
Yeah. What? By getting his voters out there to the polls? For the first time in decades, this is Frank Luntz 3 days ago. For the first time in decades, more Americans now identify as Republican. 48% than Democrat at 45%. This is a new Gallup poll. For the first time in decades. So if Gallup is saying this, what is Miss Piggy saying here? He's going to steal the election? Polls show Donald Trump up all across the board. But what has Kamala done in 4 years?
Did nothing. Every day for 4 years, tens of thousands crossed our borders illegally. Exhausting public resources. Overwhelming law enforcement. And thanks to Kamala Harris doing so with impunity. Now we're sinking, all while Kamala Harris lies to the American public. She did nothing before. She'll do nothing again. And in 4 more years, we will sink for good.
Yeah, America's done if she gets into office. Kanekoa the Great, voter registration changes November 2020 to July of 2024. Republicans are up 393,000 registrations. Democrats are down by 3 million. Independents are up by 1.8 million. Those are vote registration changes from November 20 to July of 24. Those numbers are huge. Democrats have lost massive amounts of support. And you know what? That support is real. And it's being felt right there in Michigan.
This is I'm not feeling my best right now about where we are on Kamala Harris in a place like Michigan right now. We have her underwater in our polling. This is
9 seconds, my friends, 9 seconds of pure terror right there, leaked for all of America to see. So there you have it, folks. The mask has slipped. And we're seeing the Democrats true fears laid bare. This leaked call isn't just a gaffe, it's a glimpse into the panic that's gripping the left. Combine that with Trump's surging poll numbers, and we're looking at a potential political tsunami. But here's what I need to ask you. Is this the beginning of the end for the Harris-Walz ticket? Can the Democrats recover from this? Or is this the writing on the wall? Share your thoughts in the comments below.